Good evening, ICI family. Thank you so much for this energy, and I would be needing this for the rest of the evening. And if you want to keep my energy high, so whenever I say good evening, I want to listen a louder good evening. It's a great pride and privilege that I extend my heartfelt welcome to His Excellency. For the very first time, the former President of India is going to join us at any moment. So I welcome him and His Excellency Satish Kumarji Sivan, who is also joining very soon, a strong pillar of support to the Indian community in the UAE. All our eminent speakers who insightfully, eagerly looking forward, and our former chairmen who have laid the foundation and built the legacy of this dynamic chapter. And of course, each and every one of you, our members and our guests, who are the true strength of our ICI Dubai chapter. And this evening we bring together not just professional, but the people of purpose, united by ideas, integrity, and inspirations. And today we are going to talk about the vision of visionaries. But let me ask you a very simple question. What is vision? The vision is the art of seeing what's invisible to others. But what truly defines progress is when visionaries come together to turn those unseen possibilities into reality. That's what tonight is about. Today evening is about a confluence of minds that not only dream big, but act bold. Leaders who shape economies, transform industries, and build bridges across nations. The theme of vision of visionaries could not be more relevant in a world driven by change. It's our vision that becomes our compass. As ICI Dubai chapter, we are proud to be part of this journey, not just witnessing the future unfold, but helping writing it. So let's open our heart and mind as we move into an evening of wisdom, inspiration, and forward-looking conversation. And please welcome His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan with a big round of applause, please. As we are about to dive into this wonderful evening, our next speaker is a driving force in the UAE's industrial transformation, someone who is shaping the national progress with vision, innovation, and inclusion. Her address, Make It in the Emirates, will shine light on how the UAE empowering local industry while inviting global collaboration. To introduce her, I would like to invite someone from our managing committee who himself brings a thoughtful dedication and a quiet strength to every role he plays. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for CA Balram Vuchudi.
Thank you, Amit. Good evening, all. So, next speaker is one of the important person for us, especially people who are in the practice. So, you'll get to know why while we go through the profile of her. It is an honor to welcome a visionary leader who stands at the forefront of UAE's industrial transformation, Her Excellency Salama Al Awadi. The Assistant Undersecretary for the Industrial Development Sector at the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. With over 16 years of rich experience across UAE and Oman, particularly in the oil and gas and industrial sectors, she is driving force behind one of the country's most impactful initiatives, the National In-Country Value Program, ICV. Under her leadership, the program has successfully redirected more than 300 billion dirhams into the local economy and created over 22,000 private sector jobs for Emiratis. Her Excellency plays a critical role in scaling this initiative across key sectors, such as fostering local manufacturing and positioning the UAE as a global industrial hub. Her journey is truly inspiring. From starting her career as a wireline engineer to holding strategic leadership role at Occidental Petroleum and now shaping the national industrial policies that empower entrepreneurs, investors, and companies. With a foundation in Earth Science and Earth Science from Sultan Qaboos University, she brings deep technical knowledge, strategic vision, and unwavering commitment to sustainable development. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming remarkable leader and change maker, Her Excellency Salama Al Awadhi.
Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure for me really to be with you here today. And it is an honor really for me to be in this stage. When I received the call to be here with you today, really I couldn't say no. Although we are in very hectic weeks, we are preparing for Make It in the Emirates. So before I start, I would like really to give you insight about our journey in the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology. We started the ministry in 2020 as a reason of what happened around the world when COVID came to all the countries around the world. At that time, our leadership, they decided to have more focus on the industrial sector, and this is the reason why they launched the Ministry of Industry. In March 2021, we launched our strategy, the National Strategy for Industry and Advanced Technology, with big focus on attracting the investment, developing new industries here in the country, and create sustainable jobs. Plus to that, really create sustainability and adopt the advanced technology within the manufacturing process here in the UAE. Build also a strong relationship, and this is something initiated first by having the CEPA agreement. The CEPA agreements, the first agreement was with India, and we were proud to sign the first CEPA agreement with India, which went in force before 2 years. Today, starting from that point with India, we are having around 25 CEPAs and more to come on the way. Returning back to the Make It in the Emirates, Make It in the Emirates is a platform where we are bringing everyone together in May of each year. So we started this journey in 2022, and so far we had 3 editions. We are welcoming the next edition from 19th till 22nd of May. What the difference and what happened during the past years and why we are having this big focus? I think most of you heard about the National In-Country Value Program, whereas this program is under the sector of the industry growth in the Ministry of Industry and Advanced Technology, and it aims really to create sustainability, to create or to have a strong industrial sector here in the UAE. Through this program, we managed to redirect more than 110 billion dirhams to the UAE economy in 2024, comparing to 18 billion when the program started. So I'm talking about a figure 10 times when we started. And this is because of you, because of the partners here, because of the companies who worked with us since day one. Make It in the Emirates is a translation for this success in the National In-Country Value Program, where we are bringing everyone together. This year, we are having several new initiatives which will be within the 4 days of the event. Plus to that, we will launch the Offtake Program. Offtake Program is one of the programs which we initiated under the umbrella of National In-Country Value Program and Make It in the Emirates. What is it for you? For you, instead of going and knocking the doors one by one, we are bringing all the strategic partners to your hand. We are gathering all of them, either from the implementers of the ICV strategic partners, the ICV companies, the enablers who are creating for you the incentives which you need, under the same umbrella. The decision maker, either from the government side or also from the private sector, all of them will be under the Make It in the Emirates. We will going to launch the offtake program, where under this program, all the strategic partners will offer for you what they would like to localize from their procurement side. That's mean what? We identified with them what are the products to be localized, to be made in UAE over the upcoming years. So if you are an investor, if you are talking to any investor, and they would like really to know where they need to start, what they need to work on, what they need to focus on, this project under the umbrella of Make It in the Emirates will allow them to know about the procurement side of 12 strategic partners. This include ADNOC, ADDAR, Etihad Airways, Etihad Rail, EHS, DOH. We have also Pure Health. We have also Etihad Rail and more others. We have also 12 pavilions across Make It in the Emirates, where we're going to cover all the main strategic sectors in the industrial sector, out of which we'll have a pavilion specifically for the food and beverage. We will have a pavilion specifically for the pharmaceutical, for the ship and marine ports. We will have also for metal, and for the first time, we will have the handicrafts part of the Make It in the Emirates. Why we need to have the handicrafts? If we look today for the industrial sector across the world, not only in the UAE, we'll find that all what we have today in our hands started by being a craft one day. We at the UAE proud to say that we are industrial country since 4,000 years. If you recall Expo, and if you recall the Bengal, which was an Expo, this made by a human being lived here in the UAE before 4,000 years. That's a proof that we are industrial country since long, long, long time. This is the reason why our leadership insisted this year to have the crafts part of Make It in the Emirates. We will welcome more than 12 artisans within the handicraft pavilion, where they will gonna cover all the crafts. We have around 10 sectors in the craft based on the UNESCO classification, and we will gonna welcome all of them part of Make It in the Emirates. Also, we will have the advanced manufacturing. We will have a specific zone for the advanced technology and the AI. We have also the chemicals, the future energy and industrial decarbonization. And I think this is a topic where everyone interested today, all of us, we know that we shifted our mindset to focus more on the sustainability and the decarbonization since long time here in the UAE. So to celebrate that, we will have a specific pavilion. Also the electrical, we have the machinery, the construction, and the aerospace for sure. We are expecting to have more than 500 exhibitors, and the figure exactly, as of today, we are covering 100% of the space we have within Edenic. Also, we are expecting to have more than 20,000 attendees to this event, and from this stage, I would like really to extend the invitation for all of you to visit us during Make It in the Emirates, as I mentioned, from 19 till 22nd. If we will compare this edition to the previous editions, we will find that we are expecting the increase in the attendees with more than 200%, the exhibitors with 870% comparing with the previous editions. And also the space which we are offering is 3 times comparing to what we had in the previous editions. We will have different activities during the 4 days. We will have a very dense program where we will have a lot of panels related to the industry, a lot of panels, discussions, and TED Talk related to success stories really started here in the UAE to celebrate them. Also, we will have a Make It in the Emirates Awards. And this is invitation also for you all to be part of these awards. We will have awards in 2 days. The first day, we will have the main Make It in the Emirates Awards. It will be focused on the industrial innovation, the sustainability in the industrial sector. We will have also Make It in the Emirates Awards related to the ICV champions who are contributing to the ICV. And we have 3 categories here. One of them is related to the semi-government manufacturers. The second one, it would be for the private sector manufacturers. And the third one will be the service providers. So you are more than welcome to join us in the Make It in the Emirates Award. And this is something will be ongoing till 30 of April. So you can participate, you can be part of these awards. The closing date will be by 30 of April, and the distribution of the awards will happen during the first day. During the second day, and this is something we are doing it for the first time, here we are celebrating the ICV champions, the strategic partners who contributed to the ICV journey. For the first time, we will have dedicated awards, 8 awards dedicated only for the ICV. The first 3 awards, it will be the ICV Excellence Awards related to the strategic partners who enabled the offtake, who enabled the local content as a concept, and who enabled also the SMEs. They developed the SMEs within their journey. Also, we have the Best Emiratization Awards when it comes to the ICV companies, and this is specifically for the Emiratization in the industrial sector, private sector, and also in the service provider side, also in the private sector. For the first time also, we are awarding the individuals who are contributing to ICV journey. Before we came here, I had a conversation with some of you where they told me that they were part of the journey of the ICV since day one. From here, I would like really to extend the invitation for you also to participate in the ICV Heroes Awards. And really, we are awarding, or we created these awards for individual because of your contribution, of your collaboration, and without you, definitely, we will not be able to continue the journey since 2018. One more thing, and this is something I think all of you heard about it, that in 2023, we created a program, specifically a program to upskill and train the Emiratis to work in the industrial sector. To be honest with you, it was like a small dream for me when I joined Moyat. I worked really with Mohri, with Nafis to create a program where today we are proudly having a program dedicated to train, to upskill and create jobs for Emiratis. If you recall, in August of 2024, we had a visit for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed, where he welcomed some of the outcome of the industrialist program. And alongside Make It in the Emirates this year, we are bringing a new edition from the industrialist with 1,000 jobs dedicated for Emirati talents. It's very important for us really to know that during the Make It in the Emirates, we will gonna shed light on very important topics. We have the Industrial Alliance, which we created with several countries around the world. And we will gonna have a dedicated sessions where we will gonna talk about the success stories of such alliances of the UAE. Also, as I mentioned before, we will gonna shed light on the SIBA. I think the tariffs is the hot subject around the world, and everyone would like really to know more how to mitigate such risk, what UAE could offer when it comes to the SIBA agreements, who are our partners. So we will have ministerial dialogues through different days related to the CEPA agreements. Also, plus to that, we will have different roundtables. These roundtables will be with different countries. Definitely one of them is India. Also, we will have with China, and we will have with the Japanese different roundtables where we will discuss with them the incentives, the enablements which we have here in the UAE, and definitely I would like to welcome you all to be part of these sessions. Why you need really to attend Make It in the Emirates? I think when I started to talk, I told you clearly that instead of you having or knocking the door but one by one, we will gonna bring everyone for you under the same umbrella. Plus to that, it will be a very good opportunity for you to know exactly where we are and what we are doing here in the UAE. We are proudly to say that we are ahead of the game when it comes to everything related to the industrial sector around the world. This is the reason for you. You need really to come and explore what we could offer for you during the 4 days. Here, we have the strategic partners who would be part of Make It in the Emirates. So this time we are bringing Make It in the Emirates with the support of ADIO, with ADNOC, and also the Ministry of Culture. So they are the co-host with us, alongside all the ICV strategic partners, the national companies, and also we have different companies, as I mentioned, from the different Emirates will be with us, all of them under the same umbrella. When it comes to this edition, we will have big focus on the offtake program, as I mentioned. So we will gonna cover several sectors where we will gonna offer for you instant procurement opportunities with them during the 4 days. We have opportunities within the defense equipment. We have in the petrochemicals and chemicals, such as the industrial chemicals, the caustic soda, the oils and lubricants, and so on. On the electrical side, we have the switch gears, the control systems, and more others. If you would like really to know about the offtake program, you can open the website of Make It in the Emirates, and you will have more problem about what we can offer by details, by value, by cost, and so on. Here is one example of what we can do through the offtake program. So we are identifying the available opportunities, and as you can see here, we have the potential opportunity within our strategic partners to localize the industrial pumps. We are offering for you the total opportunity value, which is here around 1.1 billion over the 8 years. We are offering for you yearly opportunity equivalent to around 100 million with our strategic partners, where you can sign an offtake agreement with them on a spot during Make It in the Emirates. And we are also telling you how much today as UAE we are importing from outside. So this is also give you a scale, the scale or the demand of the market, and how you can include it within your visibility study. Another example is for the cables. So the same thing, we are identifying through the offtake program under the umbrella of Make It in the Emirates, how much the total opportunity value, which is around 3.3 billion over the upcoming 3 years. And the yearly opportunity is equivalent to 1 billion from different strategic partners. So we will gonna facilitate on your behalf the discussion with them and closing the deal. If you would like really to know more about Make It in the Emirates, please scan the QR code, and please feel free to let me know after this session if you have any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Her Excellency, Ms. Alawadi, for that insightful and the forward-looking perspective. We really appreciate it, and your message gave us a glimpse into the UAE's evolving economy landscape and the incredible opportunities ahead. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me a huge round of applause for Her Excellency. May I now request our chairman, CA Jayaprakash Agarwal, vice chairman, CA Rishi Chawla, and of course, along with Balram and CA Krishnan Ramachandran, please come on the stage to do the honor and to present a memento on the behalf of the ICI Dubai chapter and members. Thank you so much once again, Her Excellency, Ms. Salama. Moving forward, our next speaker is known for her impactful work in the driving initiatives related to the innovation, sustainability, and inclusive growth. Her presence today that reflects the UAE's commitment to dialogue, diversity, and visionary leadership, values that align seamlessly with the theme of this event. And to introduce her formally, now I would like to call our very energetic executive committee member, CA Dixit Jain. Please welcome CA Dixit Jain on the stage with a huge round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Can I have a louder good evening? Because I'm under the weather today, but I'm sure you are all doing well. Good evening, everyone. Okay. Today is a very, very special day because for the very first time in my knowledge, such a big dignitary is coming to our podium today, the former President of India. And what is a better day to have somebody who has worked in the ruler's office, in the Prime Minister's office in Dubai. So it is my honor to introduce Miss Amna. She has been awarded as Unknown Soldier. Now you will all say, what is Unknown Soldier? By Prime Minister's office, Sheikh Mohammed has awarded her Unknown Soldier for her contribution. She is the brand ambassador of strategic partnership for UAE government. She holds various positions into multiple governmental, semi-governmental, and private sectors. She is very, very influential in terms of what she speaks. She believes in innovations, technology, and also her passion for culinary arts. She is passionate about promoting the Emirati food. And when I talk about Emirati food, that is one of my favorite foods. So I would love to have something from you today, probably to have, take some tips from you. But yes, with all this introduction, I would not take much of your time because as I said, I'm under the weather. 3 days I have not come out of the house today. Because of this special occasion, I am here to meet all of you. You're my family. And please welcome, in joining hands together, Miss Amna. A big round of applause. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me here to speak on this event. I am very happy to be here with all these people from ICV. And I think this is my first time to talk about something related to finance. I am more in hospitality sector. As he said that I have the Unknown Soldier Award from His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. And that was on 2008. I think I have loud. Thank you so much. And that was in 2008. I want to tell you that I was I started from the reception of Jumeirah Emirates Tower, and that time was 2006. It was really a challenge. I am from Al Ain. Al Ain people, they are very, Salami, she knows about Al Ain people. And it was really difficult for me to come from Al Ain to Dubai and work in hospitality. That time, 2006. Alhamdulillah, luckily, I didn't know that Sheikh Mohammed office was in this building, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. He used to come every day to the office tower. And one time, Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, Sheikh Hamdan, when he was appointed as the Crown Prince of Dubai, He came to the reception and he told me, "Can I tell you something?" I said, "Oh my God, what I did today." So he said, "I just want to tell you that every time I come to this reception with your smile, with your greeting to all these people, and a lot of people, they said that I'm sure that they are paying you a lot because of this smile." And you know how is hospitality wages. Anyway, then I was really happy that when they called me and they said that you were nominated to be one of the Unknown Soldier Award with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. And I was lucky really. Everyone in the Unknown Soldier was signed by Sheikh Hamdan, their certificate, the Unknown Soldier. My certificate was signed by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid. Was also another luck for me. I don't want to add more than what she add, Her Excellency Salama. Here, UAE, I will ask everyone here why you are here in UAE. Because of the security. You can leave your open doors, no one will come. No one will come and take anything from your house because of the security. So the vision here is security, healthy environment, healthy education, and you name it. I think everyone here in this room, they know why they are here. You are here with your family, and you feel safe, and this is the most important. This is what I believe. This is our vision. This is our leader vision also, to make everybody here in this country happy. Thank you so much. This is what I can say. Thank you. And I will cook for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your that wonderful insights. Though it was short, but it was really impactful, I would say. And really appreciate your contribution to, have played a key role in shaping the national programs. So thank you so much. Can we have a big, big round of applause for Ms. Amna, please? I request now Chairman CA Jay Prakash Agarwal, Vice Chairman CA Rishi Chawla, and of course our energetic Executive Committee member CA Dikshit Jain. And along with that, I would request CA Padmanabhan Acharya to come on the stage and to do the honor and present a bouquet on the behalf of the members and the Dubai chapter as well. Thank you, Ms. Amna, once again. And moving forward, it's our honor to welcome our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Mohammed Al Hydros, a visionary leader and a respected name in the UAE's business and the policy circle. Today, he will be sharing his thoughts on a topic that resonates with the very foundation of our gathering, vision of India-UAE growth. We look forward to hearing his insights on the strategic synergy, economic collaboration, and the shared future between our two great nations, India and UAE. And to introduce him formally, I would like to call upon the stage very calm and cool, but very effective, our committee member, CA Vijay Mohan on the stage. Can we have a big round of applause for Vijay, please?
Good evening. Thank you, Amit. Thank you for the opportunity. Good evening, members. It's my privilege to introduce Mr. Mohammed Al Aidros, who is a multidimensional leader and a top-notch business accelerator into the UAE. Even though he is having a personal emergency, he came here all the way from Alain to just to say a few words to us and acknowledge his love towards ICA and Dubai chapter of ICA. Mr. Mohammed works closely with the government entities and authorities, providing his professional consultation to improve their performance development. Mr. Mohammed is exceptional business development leader with a strong communication and listening skill and has a proven track record of building relationship. He brings with him 18 plus years of experience working with 500 plus clients. He is a trusted advisor, sales strategist, and a solution architect who thrives on solving complex business challenges. Mr. Mohammed isn't just a business leader, he is a visionary change maker who brings energy, clarity, and commitment to every client engagement. I welcome Mr. Mohammed to share with us his vision and enrich our members. Please welcome Mr. Mohammed.
Assalamu alaikum rahmatullah. Good evening and namaste to all of you. First of all, I want to really thank Her Excellency Salama and Her Excellency Amne. I really feel very privileged that they are contributing to the UAE society in such a way, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless them and gives them an infinite success. I'm sorry, just my uncle passed away the last night, Allah rahmah, and I was not that much prepared, so apologize for if I'm not able to put an impact into it. First of all, I really like to thank Jay Prakash for inviting me for this podium. Thank you so much. I just wanted to share a few lines about India and UAE relationship. India and UAE is one of the strongest trade partner, and it's been a long historical trade between India and UAE. India and UAE is the trade partnership has reached around $80 billion and expected to increase in the coming future. Thank you so much, and God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Al-Hydros, for your insightful, though his word again short, but yes, very impactful. So thank you so much for being here, and it was our really great pleasure to have you here. So can we have here a big round of applause for Mr. Mohammed Al-Hydros. I would like to call our chairman, CA Jayaprakash, and vice chairman, CA Rishi Chawla, along with our former chairman, CA James Matthew, sir. Please come on the stage to do the honor. And to present a flower bouquet on the members' behalf, please. Please, sir. Thank you so much, and we'll take a quick 5 minutes bio break as we are expecting at any moment of time His Excellency, our former, the President of India, Sri Ramnath Ji Kovind ji, is on the way. He can come at any time. So please take a 5 minutes bio break and we'll be back soon. Thank you so much. Let me ask you one question. We all know that he's a former president. But which number of the former president he was? You will get something. Maybe you can get an opportunity to come on the stage and click a photo along with him. Now, yeah. It's enough time to, to Google. That's right, 14th. And he's here, is already on the way from the Majlis in this hall. Okay, one more question. From which Indian states he belongs to? Uttar Pradesh. Who said? Yeah. That's right. किसी ने कुछ और बोला? खार? कानपुर. That says, yeah, in Uttar Pradesh. That's right. So we are, our general knowledge regarding our former president it's up to date. So I'm happy to hear that. So the wait is over, ladies and gentlemen. Vijay bhai, you give me a nod. Is nearby or you are just kidding with me? Okay. because all our members are sitting and just waiting for him to see and to listen him. Once again, Vijay Bhai is checking. All right, he is here, ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency. Wow, thank you so much, Sanjay Bhai. So finally, he's here, His Excellency Shri Ramnath Kovind ji. I'd request our chairman and vice chairman, along with the Council General of India, please escort him to the stage. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pride and privilege that I extend a heartfelt welcome to His Excellency Shri Ramnath Kovind ji, former President of India, a shining example of dignity, humility, and visionary leadership. Along with him, I also would like to welcome His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan ji, the Consul General of India. Yes, that's what I want to hear. A strong pillar of support to the Indian community in the UAE. Members, have you missed something in my welcome note today? What was that? Yes, you said it right. So, let us listen to the country, the honoring two great nations that have shaped our lives, our values, and our vision. And let us listen to the ICI motto as well, that guiding principle that united us all as a chartered accountant. I would request our technical team to please play the national anthem of these two great countries. And as we say, and yes, a special request from our former, as today we are playing, every time we are playing the national anthem, but today we want to sing. Right? So I request everyone to please sing along with us. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, our own Satya, for that. And please stay arise. ICI motto is there as well.
य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति य एष सुप्तेषु जाग्रति कामं 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 कामपुरुषो पुरुषो निर्विमाणः निर्विमाणः तदेव शुक्रं तदेव शुक्रदब्रह्मा तदब्रह्मा तदेवामृतमुच्यते तस्मिन् लोकः शतः सर्वे तदूनात्यपि कश्चनात्यपि कश्चन एतद्वैता 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 एतद्वैता.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Now, I would like to request our chairman, CA Jai Prakash Agrawal, to please welcome on behalf of the members and the ICI Dubai chapter to present a flower bouquet to His Excellency Sri Ramnath Kovind ji. Thank you so much, sir. And now I would like to request our Vice Chairman to present a flower bouquet to His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivanji on the behalf of the members and ICI Dubai chapter, please. Thank you so much, Chairman and Vice Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, today's theme is the vision of visionaries. And to take us deeper into the soul of today's event, I now invite the torchbearer of our chapter and chapter's vision as well, a leader who believes in the collective growth, calm execution, and powerful intent. Please welcome the chairman of CICI Dubai chapter, CA Jai Prakash Agrawal, to share his thoughts on the evening themes and officially set the tone for the powerful sessions ahead. Over to you, Jai.
Thank you, Amit. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, respected members of my fraternity, distinguished guests, and most importantly, our guest of honor, our chief guest for this evening, our immediate past president of India, Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, sir. It is our proud privilege and deeply humbled honor to welcome you in our chapter for the first time in 42 years. This chapter is 42 years old, but first time we have the privilege of hosting you, sir. Thank you very much for accepting our invite. This is a moment that shall be etched in our memories and our history books, because rare are the occasions when we not only meet history, but we have the chance to host it. Sir, your presence today remind me of a profound quote by another gentleman and our own president, Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He said, and I mean, dreams are not what you see in sleep. Dreams are not what you see in sleep. Dreams are those that do not let you sleep. These are the words of APJ Abdul Kalam. We wanted to host President always, the past president. We got the opportunity and he was here. That is called a dream which we saw. Did not allow us to sleep for last 6 months. And today I get the privilege to host him. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invite and being present in Dubai in front of all my chartered accountant friends. You are one such visionary whose journey from humble beginning to the highest constitutional post of the country continues to inspire a billion dreams across Bharat. Our theme today is Vision of Visionaries. And what better lens to view it through the journey of our own nation, India. India today is not merely rising, India is reshaping. We are not waiting for the world to notice us, we are co-writing its future. While the world debates over tariffs, trade wars, and shifts in global power, India is building bridges, not just physical ones, but economic and digital ones that connect 1.4 billion aspirants to global opportunities. We have moved from an era of light Raj to an age of startup India, from foreign reserve crisis to forex resilience, and from waiting in queues to scanning QR codes. Even the global tariff wars, which many feared would fragment markets, have revealed an opportunity. India as a stable, democratic, skilled, and scalable alternative to the world, which world is looking for. This is the vision of our visionaries who saw potential in our people, not just our policies. His Excellency Sri Kovindji, your legacy has been that of a quiet strength, constitutional dignity, and inclusive leadership. Your speeches, your humility, and your public service reflect the ideals of democracy at its highest point. Your presence here tonight is just not ceremonial for us, it is a symbolic of the importance of ethics, accountability, and vision in the leadership. The very qualities that chartered accountants and finance professionals must embody. Let me conclude. Vision is not about seeing the future. Vision is not about seeing the future. It is about seeing what others do not see and believe in what others dare not to dream. That is called vision. And as we move forward, let us carry this torch lit by our visionaries and continue to be the torchbearer of India's next chapter. Once again, with my folded hands and heartfelt gratitude, sir, I welcome you to UAE and Dubai. Can I have a big round of applause for our own past president, former president of India, Shri Ramnath Kovindji. Thank you for inspiring us and reminding us that true mark of leadership is not on the chair one holds, but by his vision of visionaries. Jai Hind, Jai UAE. Because if India is my Matribhumi, UAE is my Karambhumi. Jai Hind and Jai UAE. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chairman, sir, for those inspiring and thoughtful words. I really liked Jai UAE. It was very first time, but it was very pleasing to my ear. So thank you so much for truly grateful your leadership and vision. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hear from someone who plays a pivotal role in strengthening the bridge between the India and UAE, a diplomat whose clarity, commitment, and deep understanding of global affairs continues to uplift the Indian communities here in the UAE. And I would like to call upon my colleague in the managing committee, CA Yuga Murthy, someone who carries the spirit of ICI with the grace to formally introduce His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan. Can I have a big round of applause for my colleague, Yuga?
Thank you, Amit. Good evening, sir. Esteemed colleagues and fellow visionaries. It is an absolute honor to welcome you all to the inspiring gathering under the banner of Vision of Visionaries, as we chart our path through exciting year of growth. Now, when chartered accountants talk about growth, we often think in ratios, KPIs, maybe even corporate tax returns like that. However, today we are privileged to hear from someone who works with very different balance sheet, one that involves diplomacy, international relations, and 3.5 million Indians in the UAE. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivanji, Consul General of India, Dubai and Northern Emirates. A career diplomat from 2005 batch of the Indian Foreign Services, His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan sir has represented India across the globe from Washington DC to Seoul, Beijing to New Delhi, and now here in the UAE, where he continues to foster strong bilateral ties and support ever-growing Indian diaspora. What makes His Excellency especially relatable to this room, full of number-loving professionals? He holds a master's degree in commerce and speaks multiple Indian languages fluently, meaning he understands both spreadsheets and our small talks. Under his leadership, the consulate has taken significant steps to improve outreach, resolve issues proactively, and strengthen the bridge between India and UAE, culturally, economically, and strategically. So we explore the vision that drives growth. It is only fitting that we hear from the leader who represents both. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me warmly welcoming visionary in his own right, His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivanji.
His Excellency, the Honorable former President of India, respected Sri Ramnath Kovindji, Chartered Accountant Jai Prakash Agarwal, Chairman of ICAI, the wonderful, dynamic, vibrant team, Executive Committee of the ICAI Dubai chapter, friends of members of the ICAI Dubai chapter, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I think the introduction was very long, so I should do justice to that. It is a moment of great pride for all of us to have amongst us a visionary and a statesman to enlighten us on the accelerated trajectory that India has embarked on their quest to shape a Viksit Bharat by 2047. While we are all eager to hear his thoughts, please permit me to present the significance of India-UAE bilateral partnership in this journey of Bharat. As all of the distinguished guests gathered here today are well aware, India and UAE share a profound and enduring relationship, one that is deeply rooted in prosperous trade and vibrant cultural exchange. This historical bond has evolved into a dynamic, modern partnership, transforming as one of the most strategic and consequential bilateral relationships in the world today. For decades prior to the formation of UAE as a modern nation state, maybe even for centuries, Indian traders were instrumental in establishing key trade routes via the Gulf and especially Dubai. The foundation laid by these early interactions continues to shape the regional economy today. In the modern day, the UAE, with its strategic location at the crossroads of Asia, Europe, and Africa, continues to serve as a key global trading hub. A defining moment in the modern era of India-UAE relations came in 2015 when Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a landmark visit to the UAE, the first by an Indian Prime Minister to UAE in almost 34 years. This visit marked the beginning of a new era of high-level engagement between our two countries, driven by a shared vision for growth and prosperity. Since then, the frequency and depth of exchanges have only intensified, with Honorable Prime Minister Modi visiting the UAE 3 times in the past 20 months, while His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the UAE, visited India twice during the same period. These reciprocal visits and close interactions at the highest level underscore the mutual trust and alignment of vision between the leadership of our two nations. In a significant step in further strengthening the future of this partnership, His Highness Sheikh Khaled bin Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, the Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi, visited India in September last year. We all were truly delighted that His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai and Deputy Prime Minister of the UAE, visited India a couple of weeks ago. These visits underscored the UAE's strong commitment to deepening the close generational ties with India, with a focus on trade, investment, and technology. Several major initiatives were announced during the visit of Crown Prince of Dubai, such as the launch of IIM Ahmedabad's new campus in Dubai. Significant infrastructure developments included the commencement of construction of Bharat Mart in Jebel Ali and the allocation of land for India-UAE Friendship Hospital in Dubai. In maritime sector, an MOU was signed between Cochin Shipyard and Dry Docks World to develop ship repair clusters. Additionally, the establishment of the India office of Dubai Chamber of Commerce was announced, aimed at strengthening investment and trade between the two nations. The India-UAE partnership is a shining example of how strategic vision translates into substantial economic success. For example, bilateral trade reached 84 billion US dollars in financial year 23-24, and the tentative estimates show that it exceeded 100 billion US dollars in financial year 24-25. Gems and jewelry with $27 billion and oil with close to $27 billion remain key contributors, but emerging sectors like textiles, electronics, agri-tech, and high-value manufacturing are rapidly gaining momentum. The UAE today is India's second largest export market and third largest trading partner, while India is UAE's largest export destination. A major catalyst behind this growth has been the signing of the Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, or CEPA, in February 2022. Finalized in just 88 days, CEPA covers 97% of the tariff lines between the two countries. It has already transformed our trade relations, boosting traditional sectors and opening up new opportunities in emerging ones. You will not be surprised to know that the trade between the two countries has increased close to 50% since the signing of CEPA just 3 years ago. We are yet to witness the full potential of CEPA as it continues to unfold. Today, the UAE has also become a significant investor in India, contributing about $23 billion in FDIs over the past 25 years. In the last 21 months alone, between April 2023 and December 2024, the UAE has invested $7 billion in India. Moreover, the growing Indian business presence in UAE over the past few decades is noteworthy. Data from Dubai Chambers reveals that over 110,000 Indian companies are registered under their jurisdiction, with more than 16,000 new registrations in 2024 alone. India-owned companies constitute the dominant foreign nationality ownership of companies across all the Emirates. Other than manufacturing, the growing importance of fintech, digital payments, and blockchain technologies has transformed the financial landscape, facilitating cost-effective and transparent transactions between India and UAE. Mechanisms like Rupee Dirham local currency settlement mechanism, the UPI ANI collaboration for digital payments, and the development of UAE's J1 card using the Rupee stack have laid the groundwork for seamless cross-border trade and financial integration, enhancing the efficiency of trade between our two countries. At this point, I wish to convey my appreciation to ICAI Dubai for their expertise in financial advisory and regulatory support, which has been instrumental in facilitating investment and trade between the two countries. The ICAI Dubai chapter's professionals ensure compliance with both Indian and UAE financial regulations, helping businesses navigate complex financial landscapes. Looking to the future, both India and UAE are focused on diversifying their partnership into new and emerging sectors. Joint ventures in clean energy and climate action, including green hydrogen, renewable energy, and power connectivity, are central to our shared sustainability goals. In parallel, collaborations in technology and AI, spanning smart infrastructure and machine learning, are enhancing digital trade and logistics, paving the way for innovation and connectivity. The UAE's focus on becoming a global leader in sustainability is particularly evident in its commitment to enhancing renewable energy in its energy mix. The country has set a net zero emissions target by 2050 and aims to generate over 14 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030 with projects like the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Solar Park. This presents significant opportunities for collaboration in green technologies, energy storage, and renewable infrastructure. We cannot talk of India-UAE partnership and not think of the seminal contributions made by the Indian diaspora who call this beautiful country their second home or Karma Bhumi, as you were mentioning. The Indian diaspora grew from 2.2 million in 2013 to 4.36 million by the end of last year, almost doubling in just a decade. This is the largest concentration of Indian nationals outside of India. They are the second largest contributors to the 129 billion in remittances that India received last year, making due contributions towards nation building. In the coming years, fueled by the strong contribution by the Indian diaspora, India and UAE will continue to build on this strong foundation. Together, India and UAE are not only shaping a prosperous future, but also setting an example of strategic excellence that the world will seek to emulate. As India moves towards its goal of becoming the world's second largest economy by 2047, and UAE pursues its vision 2071, the two nations are positioned to lead by example. Through partnerships in fintech, clean energy, digital transformation, and infrastructure, India and the UAE are crafting a legacy of growth and prosperity, one driven by a shared vision of the future. This is the essence of unified vision, multiplied growth, a partnership where ambition meets execution and synergy drives shared prosperity. I call upon all the members of the Indian community to play your due role in changing the course of history. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, His Excellency. You know, you came from the civil services, but now actually I feel that you are part of our fraternity. Seriously. So thank you so much for those insightful and uplifting words. We are really progressing well, and these countries are achieving the new heights of the relationship under your guardianship as well. So can I have a big round of applause for His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivanji. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the moment has arrived, the wait we all are waiting for. It's our rare and privilege to welcome on a stage a statesman who has dedicated his life to a public service, social justice, and constitutional values. A man whose humility speaks louder than power and whose journey from a modest village in Uttar Pradesh to the highest constitutional post in the India is an inspiration for generations. His Excellency Sri Ramnath Kovind ji, the 14th President of Republic of India, is going to share with us his reflections and insights on a theme that couldn't be more fitting: India, the vision of growth and way forward. And to introduce this extraordinary statesman, it's now my pleasure to call upon someone from our very own managing committee, a dedicated professional with grace and poise, CA Ashna Mulgaonkar. Can I have a big round of applause for Ashna Mulgaonkar?
Ladies and gentlemen, and my fellow members, it's an absolute honor to welcome a man whose life journey is a reflection of integrity, resilience, and service. From humble beginnings in a small village of Uttar Pradesh to the highest constitutional office in India, His Highness Sri Ramnath Kovindji's journey is just not political, it is personal. A quiet force of dignity and perseverance. He is a reminder that humility and service can define leadership. Today, we welcome a man who has balanced the books of justice, audited the values of our Constitution, and accounted for every ounce of integrity in public service. Introducing His Highness Sri Ramnath Kovindji, the 14th President of India, a leader whose journey reflects the very ethos of our profession, from humble beginnings through the hard-earned qualifications to national leadership rooted in ethical governance. My words are shaky today, because I have a lot of respect for him. A lawyer by training, he's practiced in the Delhi High Court and Supreme Court before stepping into the corridors of power, not through entitlement, but through merit, commitment, and clarity of purpose, value, and that every chartered accountant here must be deeply relating to. Before joining politics, he served as a personal assistant to the Prime Minister Morarji Desai, gaining first-hand insights into governance. As a Rajya Sabha MP for 12 years, and later as a governor of Bihar, he advocated tirelessly for education, equality, and social justice, a kind of long-term investment any good CA would recommend for just a society. His approach was always that of a silent reformer, not loud, but profoundly impactful. Even today, post his presidential term, he remains a respected statesman, a symbol of humility, and a shining example of what can one achieve through dedication and discipline and devotion of public goods service. So let us put our hands together to the man whose life is not just a story, but an inspiring ledger of purpose and progress. With my folded hands, I welcome you, sir, with all due respect in my heart.
Consul General of India to Dubai and Northern Emirates, Sri Satish Kumar Dhawanji, Sivanji. Assistant Under Secretary of Development, His Excellency Salama Alawadi, Chairman of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, Dubai Chapter, CA Sri Jayaprakash Agarwal ji, Vice Chairman of ICAI, Dubai Chapter, CA Sri Rishi Chawla ji, members and office bearers of ICAI, Dubai Chapter, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in this audience, Namaskar and good evening. Salam alaikum. I am happy to be addressing this vibrant audience. First of all, my happiness goes to the national anthem, which was sung, not played. 2 days back, I happened to be in Abu Dhabi. There was an event I was invited to, and I have found, of course, the gathering was of Indian diaspora. I was a little bit surprised when the national anthem was played, not sung. I took a little bit seriously, and immediately I expressed my displeasure also. I said, look here, we all are Indians. And national anthem of our country is our pride. हम सबको अपने राष्ट्र ज्ञान पर न केवल स्वाभिमान है, बल्कि एक प्राइड है. और ऐसा प्राइड जो कि हमारी पहचान को बताता है, और उसके बिना मुझे लगता है किसी भारतीय को जीने का कोई अधिकार नहीं है. मैं इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि during my presidency I had the honor to visiting almost 35 countries, and even before that I had visited many other countries also, maybe the totaling about 40 countries. Everywhere I found, wherever I went, the hosting country, yes, they used to sing, they used to recite. वो वोकल उसको अपने जुबान से गाते थे और हमारी तरह नहीं, वो बड़ी ऊंची आवाज में अपने देश का राष्ट्रीय गान। और मुझे लगता है ये होना चाहिए। आज मुझे खुशी इसी बात की है कि मैं जब सेकेंड इवेंट में आया यूएई में, तो मुझे लगा कि यहाँ पर आप सभी लोगों ने, और उसमें मैं भी शरीक हुआ, आप सब लोगों ने राष्ट्रीय गान का आपने गीत गाया। इट वॉज संग, इट वॉज रिसाइटेड, नॉट प्लेड। थैंक यू जेंटलमैन, लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। I am delighted to be here at this special conclave organized by the ICAI Dubai chapter. You are a shining example of India's professional excellence abroad. I speak to you not just as a former president of India, but as a proud citizen of our great nation who has seen firsthand the strength, aspirations, and resilience of the Indian people. And I recall these values because each one of you also represents these values. Dear friends, I am happy to learn that the Dubai chapter has grown into one of ICA's largest overseas presence with more than 6,000 members representing more than 1,500 companies. It is amazing. It reflects the trust placed in Indian professionals and our institutional expertise in accounting. As we look back at the extraordinary journey of ICAI, now in its 75th year, I take this opportunity to appreciate ICAI for its Vision 2030 statement, which resolves to strengthen the profession based on international standards, transparency, and ethics. Friends, here I may also share with you that during my educational academics, I had the opportunity to go for this course of accounting for 4 years. But anyway, I did not have the privilege to continue. Otherwise, I would have been a part of your fraternity. But anyway, I take myself as a member of your fraternity. Dear friends, I also wish to underline the impactful role chartered accountants play as pillars of economic governance. Your work has not only given a boost to the image of Indian professionals globally, it has also strengthened the deep-rooted partnership and people-to-people relations between India and the United Arab Emirates. Ladies and gentlemen, Dubai is a city that symbolizes global ambition and innovation, has a special place in India's economic connectivity to the world. In this endeavor, our esteemed CA professionals have played a key role. You have leveraged the convening strength of this city and given a major boost to India-UAE economic relations. By enabling smoother trade flows, enhancing investment confidence, and guiding multinational businesses, you have supported government's economic diplomacy initiatives. From foreign land, your contributions to India's progress have been profound. By supporting global investments in India and upholding the reputation of Indian firms abroad, you are all playing an important role in nation building. Dear friends, today the world of finance is evolving rapidly. With the rise of artificial intelligence, blockchain, and data analytics, the role of a chartered accountant is undergoing a change. Businesses and enterprises are increasingly dependent on data and trust. As such, the role of the CA is more vital than ever. We are also witnessing the rise of a new global economic order. In such a scenario, you must understand the churn, the opportunities, and how to steer your profession. I am happy that ICAI is proactively engaging with global best practices and technological innovation. I am sure you will rise to the challenge with foresight, strategy, and leadership. Dear friends, our country is undergoing major transformation. There is a newfound optimism in our society. From prosperity, growth, innovation, and technology adoption to embracing green pathways, people are becoming increasingly proud of their cultural roots and traditions. If I may share something personal, the anchor madam, Asna, told about my journey a little bit. I was born in a small village in Uttar Pradesh, in a mud house without electricity. My parents were humble farmers. I studied by the light of a lantern and sometimes even under a tree. The journey from there to Rashtrapati Bhavan was not mine alone. It is the journey of New India. Where it is the journey of New India, including yourself. Where every child, no matter where they are born, can dream without limit. I emphasize without limit. And this is possible in a democracy in which we are living in India. Friends, we all have witnessed remarkable transformation in India Economically, we have moved to the fifth largest economy and soon would be among the top three. On the infrastructure front, landmark initiatives such as Prime Minister Gati Shakti and Bharatmala have boosted connectivity. And schemes like Udan brought air travel to smaller towns. A digital revolution is underway in the country. UPI real-time transactions amount to almost 50% of all digital payments globally. Our startup success story is making news across the globe. And our space program from Chandrayaan to the upcoming Gaganyaan, our first human space flight, is giving new wings to our aspirations. And the recent happening, we Indians all are proud of our Sunita Williams. Dear friends, our chartered accountants have played a pivotal role in the evolution of India's economic architecture as custodians of financial integrity and drivers of systematic trust. Your profession touches the very core of governance, ensuring transparency, compliance, and sustainability. You have been key partners in our reforms, from implementing the goods and services tax to many other initiatives. Coming from the land of the Mahatma, we all, the role of financial experts is also to be always mindful of ethical governance and planet-conscious decision-making. I urge each one of you to continue upholding the highest standards of professional ethics. May your work continue to reflect the highest ideals of service, integrity, and excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, the India-UAE relationship today stands at a historic high, with growing collaboration in trade, energy, infrastructure, digital technology, and fintech. As we look ahead to Viksit Bharat in 2047, we envision an India that is embraced as a Vishwabandhu, a friend of the world. Even as we create more of ourselves, we would be even more dedicated to making the world a better living place. In the years ahead, India will offer immense possibilities for business, trade, investment, and technological collaborations. Before I come to an end, I discussed a matter relating to the representation of women in your management committee. It's a Mr. Chairman, you please don't take it otherwise. It's a matter very near to my heart. I want equality. When we talk equality, we have to show it also. I was told that out of 9 management committee members, one lady finds a place. It's good, but there is still need to improve the number. And I may share with you, the chairman has promised me that, sir, I take your words in correct perspective. I repeat, correct perspective. He said, sir, in our next management committee, you will find that we are doing justice to our women also. And ladies and gentlemen, as chartered accountants, I urge you to navigate these expanding opportunities, enabling businesses on both sides to grow further together. I wish this conclave great success and look forward to the continued strengthening of the deep and enduring bond between India and the United Arab Emirates. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for your inspiring words and your gracious presence this evening. Your message has deeply resonated with us, reminding us not only of India's growth journey, but the values of that must guide it. So thank you so much, sir, for gracing us, for your presence. We are really humbled to have you here. So moving ahead, I also want to recognize the presence of CA Ankur Agrawal and Dr. Vivek Anand Oberoi, the founder and CEOs of our title sponsor, BMW. Thank you so much for being here. And now, as a surprise element, it's my great honor and privilege to invite someone on the stage, a man whose roles have inspired millions and whose real-life initiatives reflect vision, compassion, and courage. He is a Bollywood actor, philanthropist, and entrepreneur. Please join me in welcoming the ever-dynamic Vivek Anand Oberoi on the stage to share his words of wisdom. Since he is here, so itna to banta hai, sir. Thank you so much.
Namaskar, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening to all my brothers and sisters in the room here. I think I'm as surprised as you are. but it's indeed an honor to be here. His Excellency, past President of India, Ramnath Kovindji, our very dynamic Consul General of India, Sivanji, Jayaprakash, Rishi from the ICAI family. I think the number of hours I have spent at ICAI events in the past year, if I had spent that much time studying, I would have been a CA myself. It's wonderful to be... Another inside joke. I think like Kovind Saab mentioned that, we should all be honorary CAs now. But truly inspiring, sir, to listen to your words and to see your journey. To see someone rise in the Delhi High Court and then Supreme Court of India, upholding justice, fighting for justice and equality, and then to go on to Rajya Sabha and then eventually the governor of Bihar, and then to become the highest constitutional post of India, which is the president of Bharat. And that journey began with a kid studying under a lamppost. I think that is truly inspirational. I am reminded of another journey of a similar child who started by selling tea on a railway station and became the Prime Minister of Bharat. So India is definitely a land of unlimited opportunities. And I think Jayaprakash mentioned about Kalam Saab's quote about dreams. But in keeping with tonight's topic, I think for dreams to convert into a vision, it takes a lot of action. And I think the Bharatiya ethos, the philosophy for thousands of years, even if you ask anybody who's never read the Gita, they will talk about karma, right? Karma, kar, phal ki chinta na kar, right? So I think action meeting dreams is what creates vision. We try to do it in our lives, in our everyday lives. And it's inspiring to be here in the presence of someone who achieved that, who met, action, hard work, commitment, excellence in all his efforts. Kovind Saab, you're an inspiration for us all. Today is a very happy day here for ICAI, but it's also a sad day for Bharat. And I would like to take a moment to mention that we have lost 25 innocent lives in Kashmir. Simple tourists going into Pahalgam, Amarnath, being attacked by terrorists today. But at the same time, I believe that all of us in this room, NRIs like us all over the world, and Bharati living in our motherland, we are really, really strong because we are united in peace and the message of peace, the power of peace. And I don't think any terrorists or any terrorist propaganda or terrorist organization can harm that. We are united, we were united, we will stay united. We, as Indians, far away from home, my brother Ankur and I, we worked very hard to set a good example. And earlier in the Majlis, when we were waiting, someone mentioned that when Kalam Saab was asked, how can we NRIs contribute back for Bharat? And he said, there's enough people doing enough for Bharat, don't worry. While you are here in the UAE, where this country has given you work, this country has given you, respect and love, and open arms has brought you to build your business here. Please contribute here, because when you contribute here, you contribute to a greater spirit of Bharat, to a greater image of being Indian. And I think Indians have successfully achieved that. We have been constantly in our commitment to reaching out to the community and doing as much as we can to give back and to consolidate. And at the same time, do the best we can for our motherland back home. It's always wonderful to be here, to be inspired by the vision, to see the exceptional growth of trade. I was talking to Dr. Thani Al-Zayudi, and he was mentioning how trade between UAE and India has doubled, has gone almost above $80 billion. Over 100 billion? Over $100 billion. So while the world engages in tariff wars and Trump's next move, India and the UAE are constantly building this bridge. Thank you, President Saab, for being here and strengthening that bridge. Thank you. Jai Hind.
So much, Vivek. I would request you to please be on this stage. Please come. I will not let you go. So yes, now it's time to show our gratitude, our thanks to His Excellency Sri Ramnath Kovind ji. Now I request our Chairman C.A. Jayaprakash Agarwal, Vice Chairman Rishi Chawla, and I would request also Ashna to please join on the stage and to present a memento on behalf of the entire Managing Committee, the ICI Dubai chapter, and on behalf of the members, please. Thank you so much. And now I again request our Chairman, Vice Chairman, Vivek and Ashna, please be on to present a memento to His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan ji. I request the entire Managing Committee quickly come on the stage for a group photograph, please. Thank you so much, Managing Committee. Please take back your seats. And now I request all the guiding force of the ICI Dubai chapter, all our former chairmen to come on the stage for a group photograph, please. And I just came to know the former chairman of the Abu Dhabi chapter. Please join on the stage, please. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And once again, I will request you to please rise on your seats as President is here. So we would going to play the national anthem once again. And there will be only instrumental. So it's a special request and my again request that we are going to sing this national anthem for both the countries. Thank you.
जनगणमन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशिष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मङ्गलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Bharat Mata ki! Thank you so much, sir, for setting this trend. Every time we are playing the national anthem, we are really having the goosebumps. So thank you so much, His Excellency Shri Ramnath Kovind ji, His Excellency Satish Kumar Sivan ji for gracing us. Really, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So now, as we move from the policy and partnership to pulse of the global economy, it's time for an expert's view on the shifting sands of the international finance. In today's interconnected world, trade dynamics are rapidly evolving. The tariff decisions by one nation can ripple across continents. The session will decode how the global shifts are shaping financial strategies and what they mean for the investors, businesses, and policymakers. It's a topic that touches all of us, whether we sit in the boardrooms or balancing portfolios. And no one better to guide us than Mr. Gaurav Sharma himself. And to introduce him formally, I would like to invite my colleague in the managing committee, CA Sanjay Gagrani, on the stage. Can I have a big round of applause for CA Sanjay? He deserves that. Remember, the dinner you are going to hear, that's the man behind that.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Good evening, namaskar, salam. Global trade these days feel like a Netflix drama starring US and China in a never-ending series called Tariff War. And when you think the season finale is over, someone slapped another tax. Welcome to the era where tariffs fly like emojis and economic certainty has gone out of the office. To make sense of this global financial situation, we need more than analysts, we need visionaries. People who can read between the headlines, connect the economics dots, and help us to see bigger picture through political shift and political tweets. That's where today's speaker step in. Mr. Gaurav Sharma is a portfolio manager at leading investment company responsible for crafting multi-asset strategies for market across Europe, Middle East, Africa, and India. With over 15 years of experience across top institutions like Standard Chartered Bank, expertise spanning mutual fund, private credit, real estate, insurance, Gaurav knows what it takes to build resilient portfolio in unpredictable times. An engineer by degree, an MBA gold medalist, a CFA charter holder, and a scholar of both Harvard and Cambridge, he is a living proof the best way to survive economic uncertainty is to strategize. Today he will decode the global economic outlook in the era of reciprocal tariff. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome the man who turns the trade tension into tactical insight, Mr. Gaurav Sharma.
Thanks a lot, Sanjay. Am I audible in the back? Okay, good. I think a lot of introductory speeches were made for me, and I'm not going to... Is it still good? Okay, good. Thanks a lot, everyone. First of all, ICAI, Dubai chapter, and everyone who has given us a chance to be here. Is it still okay? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Let me, for a brief 10 seconds, ask you and then get into what I would really talk about. But I want to make sure that at least 3 or 4 generic ideas from all of you are covered. Maybe any one of you who wants to talk about something, I want to make sure that that's covered in my presentation. Tomorrow, So what will happen tomorrow, is that something? Okay, we can cover that. At least I can tell you what I think may happen tomorrow. So that's one. What else? Gold, okay, very good. 3,450 touched this morning or this afternoon. So that's the one thing for gold. But yes, we'll talk about gold as well. Tomorrow, anything else? Sorry? Bitcoin, okay. Went down a bit this morning, but yes. Private markets, AI, okay. Private markets, AI. De-dollarization, okay. That's something which we can definitely cover. I think I've got 6, which is bond market, okay. You've got 2 now. I could see one person at least having 2 options. We'll definitely cover that. That I'm sure I will cover. Okay, so we've got a good series of things. Please do remind me by the end of it if we have not been able to cover. Now, yes, most important, and let me just come down a bit as well. And I've attended a lot of these sessions in which I'm a participant such as yourself as well. In my head, what I'm thinking is, what am I going to get out of this presentation? That's the most important thing for me. Someone is going to talk for 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes possibly. But I want to assure you, you're going to get 4 things, no matter what happens, out of this presentation, other than the few questions which you had asked for. Those 4 things are, number 1, world GDP. We're going to talk about that. And as a team, we are going to go out and ensure that we know about world GDP. Number 2, G7. If you're already aware about it, we'll again talk about it. That's okay. Not a problem. Fed rate cuts, that's another thing which we are going to talk about. So someone spoke about bond markets, definitely something which Fed rate cuts has an impact upon. Last but not the least, tariff, trade wars, and the reciprocity, that's something which I want to cover about. So these 4 things, definitely we are going to cover out of it. Now what am I going to get out of this session? So of course you're going to get out these 4 things, and someone spoke about Bitcoin, gold, we are going to touch about that as well. But what am I going to get out of this session? Feedback. So maybe an unqualified opinion or qualified opinion or disclaimer or adverse. At least one, depends. So I really hope I don't get a disclaimer. And that's my at least the benchmark on that. Okay. On a generic note, we are going to start here and we are going to end here as well. So this is going to be the first slide and the last slide. In terms of global macro, the word recession will keep on coming in newspapers because that sells. But recession has not come so far. Growth has been slowing because of these tariff concerns. So that's something first part. The second part, it's an uncertain inflation outlook because of multiple things going around in the world. So we're going to talk about that as well. And the third part is divergence policy outcomes. So a lot of countries are trying to make a decision what will happen with their tariffs. So these are the 3 things which we are going to definitely touch upon in one shape or manner. Oh, I forgot one assumption. Let me go back. So what's the assumption? Can anyone read that assumption for me? Active participation. So the moment I get at least 3 or 4 answers, sometimes I get more than that as well, that is definitely required. Okay, first and foremost, any guesses what's the world GDP? 1 trillion? Sorry? 100 trillion? Anyone more than 100 trillion? 105? Anyone more than 105 trillion? 120? Anyone less than 120? Sorry? 110. Okay, let's agree on the number as 110 trillion. Let's round it off. 1 trillion here and there doesn't make a difference. Can everyone say 110 trillion? Not everyone in say. Can everyone say 110 trillion? You know why I'm asking you to repeat that number again and again? Because I'm going to talk a lot of numbers. So if you don't remember this number of 110 trillion, all the other numbers will not make sense. May I once again request each and every one of you to say 110 trillion. I still don't see someone from the back. 110 trillion. Okay, at least the front. I know which my audiences are. People who are not saying I'm not going to pay much attention to them. I know people who are saying I'm going to focus on them. So 110 trillion is the world GDP. Give or take, IMF says 110 trillion, the World Bank will have a different number, another society will have a different number, but 110 trillion is a generic number which all of us can agree upon. Can we agree upon? Okay, so first part done. All of us know world GDP now. Done? Let's move to the second part, but before we move to the second part, these are the top 10 or 11 economies of the world. My question to you is, In this world GDP and the chart behind me or on your right-hand side, what is missing? India is not missing. No, that's a wrong answer. India is definitely. How can India be missing? Sorry, someone said? No, just the world GDP. Which country or any other observation is missing? Russia is missing, that's a correct one. So that's around 12th or 13th. Anything else? Sorry? Middle East is a region. So of course as a region it can come. France is there. Africa is a region. So let's talk about countries maybe. UAE is missing, so it's 550 billion roughly, so it's not among the top 11. Hopefully by the time I come here, UAE will be there as well. South Korea is missing, that's around 13, so still not among the 11. But Singapore is again missing. I've got 5-6 answers. I could have been looking for a country, I'm just having some engagement, but what I'm also thinking is that there are almost more than 190 recognized countries in the world. The world is missing. So if you add up all these countries, almost 60 to 70% of the world is encompassed. So a lot of newspaper headlines, when they're talking about what's happening in, let's say, South Korea, what's happening in Africa, what's happening in Vietnam, it may or may not be relevant. It may be relevant for that specific article, but it may not be relevant from a world GDP perspective and the movements of stock markets perspective. That's one point which I want to make over here. So which is the top economy of the world over here? USA. Number second? China. Number third? Germany. Number fourth? Number fifth? India. Okay, still not loud enough, but India. So these are the 5 top economies of the world, which effectively have the way on how the world tariffs will be shaped upon. So the deals which are important are among these countries, because these are the countries which are more important. You'll hear about Vietnam sometimes, you'll also hear about Bangladesh sometimes. These countries are important from a trade perspective, for footwear maybe, for apparels maybe. But in the overall GDP schemes, in the scheme of bigger items, they may or may not be important. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? European Union is also missing over here. Any guesses on the overall GDP of European Union? 20, 70, 24, anyone else? So if EU was a country, they would be possibly the second largest GDP of the world. Around 20 trillion. I'm going to round off some numbers. Please don't mind me saying to the nth decimal point. I know all of you are chartered accountants and you would like me to be precise, but let me round off some of these numbers. 30 trillion US, easy to remember. It's not 30, but please let's just agree for a number so that it's at least some sense. So what's the world GDP? 110 trillion, thank you. What's US GDP? 30 trillion. What's China's GDP? 18, but I'm going to round it up to 20. Don't mind me, please. Easy for me to remember. I'm not as intelligent as you are, so I'm just going to round up some of these numbers. Yeah. I'm going to round it up 20 trillion, and EU also has 20 trillion. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Now, with these numbers established, I'm going to go a bit faster. Please try and connect to some of the numbers which I'm going to go forward. Second question. So, first question answered, world GDP 110 trillion. How many people are seated at a table of G7 meeting? G7, by the way, let me just, 7, okay, thank you for the answers. Can I tell you G7? Or at least for the people who don't know what is G7? Can we ask someone to stop the ringing, please? I'm not going to take so much time. I know it's, okay. It's okay. I'm more interested in the people inside and not necessarily people outside, because you are here, you are more important to me. So G7 is an economy. I'm not going to go to a history lesson, but something which started in 1970s. Developed economies came together. It's a group. It's nothing. It's just a group. So G7 is the 7 developed economies of the world. So if it's a table and G7 is there, how many people will be seated there? 7. Anyone else? 8. Anyone else? 10? Anyone else? 14? The number is 9 actually. So it's 7 developed economies of the world. Which are those, by the way? Out of the top 10 you saw, there were 3 emerging markets. Which were those 3 emerging markets? China, India, Brazil. The remaining 7 are considered as developed economies. Does that work well? So which are the 2 other countries which are sitting over there? Those are not countries. European Union, very good. Thank you for answering and thank you for participating. Tell me the 9th one for an extra mark. You don't get the gold medal for CA Society then. Anyone else? So European Union is the right answer. 8th is European Union. Which is 9th then? UN is not the right answer. IMF is not the right answer. It's a tricky one. It's European Council. So European Union and European Council, two different things. One is more strategic, one is more tactical. But these are the 9 countries or 9 people who sit on a G7 table. Why is it important? Major policies discussions. Again, top 10 economies of the world, 7 economies sitting on a table talking about it. Do they just come and sit on a table? No. There is first a central bank meeting which happens, which has already happened. This year G7 meeting is in Canada. Already the central bankers have met. Then the finance ministers meet. And then finally the premiers, the prime ministers, the presidents of these countries meet. Or in case of Germany, the chancellor meets. Okay? Are we good with this? Why is this information important? Because when the G7 will be happening, you will see a lot of news in the market, you will see a lot of information on the newspapers, you will be able to connect to it. And you will also be able to connect to some of the things which I'm going to talk about. Are we good with that? Okay. Now my next question on this G7, out of the G7 countries, which country do you think, before that, let me generally, a lot of us have a lot of questions in mind. I'm going to talk about 7 questions, and I've, hopefully in a tricky manner, I've written 9 questions. So 2 questions have been combined as one. So what are these questions? Why is DOGE so popular? DOGE, for people who don't know, is Department of Government Efficiency, run by Elon Musk right now. Why is it so popular with MAGA? Is it really about efficiency? That's a question I had. I don't know if you had it or not. Why don't these countries, and I'm sure a lot of you would have visited these countries, would have felt their entire infrastructure, why can't they just upgrade their airports? Why can't they just upgrade their infrastructure? They're not necessarily in that good shape. Why can't they have better trains like how China has, how Japan has for that matter? What is this worry about pension? Have you seen pension articles? The pension is a big problem in EU. Have you read this? Heard this? Okay, some of you, thank you very much. Immigration, big topic, especially in US and even in EU. Every other week you will see someone on the boat has possibly been trying to come from Africa to Europe or from, let's say, from southern part of America to northern part of America getting caught. So all these concerns are there on immigration. Why does it take so long to see a doctor in these countries? I hope you never had to visit a doctor, but if you have to visit a doctor, you'll have to wait for a long time. And I'm talking about countries like UK, US, Canada. So these are the 3, let's talk about even Italy for that matter, even France for that matter. Japan doesn't take that much time. Why do they worry in spending? Why can't they just spend? I don't need to ask that question to you because you know the answer for that, because they just can't spend, right? Why can't they cut taxes? Let's just cut taxes, right? No problems. Many issues, absolutely correct. So it's a very, very complex topic. A lot of answers. I can assure you each and every one of you around this table will have a good answer to it. I'm going to just touch on one part. Is that okay? A lot of things I cannot cover. As I said earlier, I'm not as intelligent as you are. But I'm going to touch on one which possibly encompasses a lot of these things. My humble suggestion for that is debt. You just can't keep on taking debt. Can you? If I had to take debt, would a bank keep on giving me debt? No. At one point or the other, they'll stop doing it. I'll have some challenges. I'll have to pay the interest. If the interest goes up, I'll have problems. All of you understand these things, correct? 100%? Very good. Now, which country out of these 7 G7 countries, by the way, which are these 7 G7 countries? USA, Canada, UK, France, Italy, Germany, last but not the least, Japan. Out of these 7 countries, according to you, which country has the highest debt to GDP ratio? US. Anyone else? No, China, we talk about developed economies. Right? So China is an emerging market. So 7. Italy, anyone else? Japan, anyone else? US, common, general answer? France, okay. No one wants to say Canada, maybe a bit of maverick. Germany, no? So USA is generally a very, very collective answer, let's put it like that, because they get a lot of news. May I know who said Japan? Can we have a huge round of applause for these two gentlemen? The right answer is Japan. 251% debt to GDP ratio. It doesn't get a lot of news, by the way. Any thoughts why it doesn't get a lot of news? Non-controversial, yeah. I would also argue they are non-controversial, but within their own rights, they are also controversial. But yes, that's a valid observation. But other than that, why don't they get so much news? Absolutely correct. Thank you for getting two answers back to back correct. One more round of applause for the gentlemen. Thank you. The interest component for Japan is very less. That's a very, very valid observation. Now, why is the interest component for US a problem then? Inflation is a separate problem, but within this context, and we'll touch inflation as well, but within this context, why is US debt to GDP on such a higher note a problem? The number over there you would see is around 121%, has been consistently rising. It used to be less than 100 at some point of time around 20 years ago. That would effectively mean, let's look at ourselves, right? All of us get a salary or we have a business. I'm earning $100. If I have a loan of $120, one day or the other I'll get into trouble, right? There will be a bad year for me. Maybe I'll not get enough bonus. Maybe I'll not have enough revenue for that year. I'll not be able to pay the banks. Maybe the banks increase the rate. Whatever earnings I had, I'll have to start paying on that. Do you associate with it or you don't take loans at all? It seems no one is taking loan in this room. Huh? It's me only. Sorry, I didn't know bankers and financial asset managers are the only ones taking loans. But that's what happens, right? If you are someone who knows takes loan, that's what happens. So higher debt to GDP is a problem. Not necessarily all the time, but in some contexts it's a problem. And that is effectively the reason why all these things cannot be done by them. Does that make sense? Have you heard of the debt ceiling? Yes. Every year, 6 months, you will have a conversation on debt ceiling. Congress raising the debt ceiling. Why are they raising the debt ceiling? Because they cannot continue keep on borrowing. Your partner in the house will have a say in it. So my wife, someone's husband will have a say in it. I can't just keep on borrowing. My partner is not going to allow it. Congress is like that partner. Congress is the check and balance for US sometimes. I said sometimes now. Is that clear? What's the world GDP? You sure? What's G7? Stock markets, no? Can we have a collective answer, please? 7 developed economies of the world. Are they the largest 7 developed economies of the world? Yes, they are. Largest 7 developed economies of the world. Which are they? And you don't need to remember this, but just for your information, USA, Canada, UK, Germany, Japan, Italy, last but not the least, France. So far, so good. How many targets did I set for myself? 4. How many have I done so far? No, 2. I said the world GDP. You're not going to give me an unqualified opinion. I'm really clear on that. He's not going to give me an unqualified opinion. Does that joke well, unqualified opinion? It does, right? Yeah, thank you. Otherwise, I would have killed someone in my team. Okay, so 2 things which we have already covered. World GDP, 110 trillion. G7, why is it important? The reason why it is so important is because these 7 developed nations of the world talk a lot. They have their own corridors a lot. For example, Mexico, Canada, and USA have their own corridor. It earlier used to be called NAFTA for people who are old enough, but now it's known as USMSCA, which is United States Mexico Canada Agreement, because Trump didn't like NAFTA. Why didn't he like NAFTA, by the way? Because it was Bill Clinton's, I would argue, but yeah, it could be anything. Okay, are we good on this? So far, so good? Clear on this? Did we talk about Germany? Did we talk about Europe? No. Before all this tariff conversation started, US had one specific goal. Please increase your military spending. What was the goal they had? Yes, around 2% of the GDP. He would have been happy if it was 2.5%. But that was the main goal. One of the main goals, sorry, I shouldn't say main goal. One of the main goals was to increase the defense spending. And a lot of geopolitical scenario, which I'm not going to go into detail, but if you're not going to increase it up to 2%, US wanted to take back some of the support they had. Okay? Effectively, they did not include the entire European Union as part of the conversations which they were having with Ukraine and Russia. So what did Germany decide? Germany said, I am going to increase my debt ceiling. What's the current debt ceiling for Germany? 60, can we be precise here this time? I'm allowed to round it up, not you guys. You guys have to be precise. What is the number there? 62.68. So again, I'm going to round it up. I'm the only one allowed to round up. 63%. So they said we are going to increase this debt ceiling. What is the number which they were okay to now spend? Anyone remembers that number? 800? 800 billion. Anyone else? 800 billion? Any guesses? All of us are friends here. Other than one non-friend of mine who's not going to give me the unqualified opinion. It was 1 trillion. Now, does that 1 trillion number make some sense? What is Germany's GDP? 5 trillion. I'm going to round it up. Please don't mind that. 5 trillion. 5 trillion GDP of an entire country. All of a sudden, they said we are going to spend $1 trillion. Now, over 10 years actually, not 5. But let me, please don't spoil my jokes. Allow me to come to my joke. Allow me to come to my landing. But it's okay. But that's over 10 years. But that's still a substantial amount. What will happen when an economy like Germany decides to spend that much money within European Union? What will happen to the stock market? It will go up because a lot of jobs will be created. A lot of companies will be benefited. Economic growth. Absolutely correct. What will happen to the bond market? Because where are they get the money from? They're going to borrow, right? They don't have the money. They're going to go to stock market. They're going to go to bond market. They're going to go to people such as yourself. Your bankers will call you and say, Germany's bond has come. The bonds are very good. Please buy it. So who's paying them the money actually? It's people such as yourself only, international investors. So what will happen to the bond market? I just want one answer, up or down? Yields will go up. Let's talk about prices. Yields are confusing for me. I'm going to talk about prices. Easier for me. Yields has an inversal relationship. I don't like to talk complex things. Simple things. I can talk complex as well, don't mind. But let me take it easy. Prices of bonds will go down. Why will the prices of bond will go down? Because of the interest rate they may want to give it. Are we good on that? Why is that important to know? In an economic sense, in a tariff sense, why is that important to know? Sorry? Risk profile of a country, it's good, AAA, better than US actually. Debt servicing, or let's forget the ratios for a minute. On the economy side, what will happen? These ratios have no relevance to economy, right? Economy will grow, jobs will grow. So will the tariffs impact Germany? In a way they will, because if they produce more cars and US doesn't allow them to get those cars onshore, where will they give those cars? Other than US, but not everyone was buying in any case. Those high-end cars, not everyone has the affordability. So then they have a fundamental challenge. So that's the way to balance it as well for them. So they are also going to work upon, because their debt to GDP is so low, they can still go a little bit more up. If their Bundesstand, which is the parliament or the Congress for Germany is known as. Are we good on this? Yes. Other European countries can also take a little bit of more of a debt. So that's the context. World GDP? Oh, it's going lesser and lesser. 110 trillion, G7, 7 developed economies of the world. Okay, very good. How many Fed rate cuts this year? 2, anyone else? As per futures market? 3, 5, 4. Nothing happens. Yeah, you never know what will happen. Yeah, I agree with you on that. Absolutely agree. You don't know. But this is an expectation. So anyone who said 2 is against the market, because markets as of today are expecting 4.37 rate cuts. Anyone who is saying 5 is below the market. But this is what market is saying, by the way. What will Fed say? Who is Fed, by the way? Powell is the chairman of the Fed. Central Bank of it. So they are Reserve Bank of India's equivalent, if I can call of that. How many members in Fed? No. Technically right, but the people who make decision, it's still not 18, it's slightly higher than that, but the people who make decisions are only 12 people. How many people? Only 12 people. 7 of them are board of governors, 1 is Bank of New York president, the other 4 are changing, every 2 years they change. Why is it important to know? Because for example, if let's say these 5 people and 7 people over here are the board who are going to decide how many rate cuts. I'm also Fed member, by the way. She's also a Fed member, by the way. What I come and say in the public, no materiality. Kashkari, who is one of the Fed presidents, comes and says something in the public on news channels, no materiality. Why is it no materiality? 5 minutes more? Okay. Is it okay if I continue for more than 5 minutes? Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. They're okay. Let me know when I need to stop. Like, Gaurav, you're boring us. Can you please get out? And I'll stop. Okay. So 7 and 5. Kashkari. I'm Kashkari in this scenario. Whatever I say is immaterial. Why is it immaterial? Because these guys are not going to listen to me, right? They don't care. They will make their own decision. It's an exaggerated way to say they'll not listen to me or her. But we are all sitting in the same room, but the decision makers are these guys. Is that clear? Non-voting members, but I'll be the member 2 years later, so you will have to listen to me. Huh? That's how it works generally. What is their goal? These 12 people of Fed, what is their goal? Is their goal to stabilize stock market? Absolutely not. They have only 2 goals. They don't have third goal, they don't have fourth goal, they don't have a fifth goal. They have only 2 goals. What are those 2 goals? Inflation and employment. Can I be more precise? A little bit more precise this time. Controlling inflation, stable prices, and employment. Growth and employment go hand in hand. It is also known as dual mandate. What is it known as? So do I care what's happening in stock market? Do I really not care what's happening? Oh, sorry. In this scenario, let me be Fed Powell. Poor fellow right now. But let me be Fed Powell. Do we really care as 12 people what's happening in the stock market? To an extent, we don't care. We care. Of course we care. But to an extent, we don't care. If the stock market has gone by 18% down, it was already overvalued, we may feel. Does it impact our 2 goals for which we are running this entire Fed? Maybe, maybe not, unless it becomes a market-wide scenario. So a 10%, 18% correction in S&P 500 is not necessarily a market-wide scenario. If there is liquidity problem, market-wide scenario. Sorry. Okay, yeah. Is that good enough? Why is it important to know? Because I'm going to talk about some of the data which Fed sees. So for a moment, imagine all of you are in the Fed meeting room, and this is the data all of you see. A lot of data is being thrown at you at all points of time from newspapers, from Bloomberg, from here and there. Let's try and make sense out of it as committee members. Can we do that? I promise you I will not take a lot of time. I'm just going to talk to you about what is the upside and downside scenario. So then after that, decide how many numbers of Fed cuts you want. Okay, core inflation, which is one of our core targets. Let me get a gadget. Is it going down? For the world, it is going down. So these guys are doing a good job. So far. Global economic policy uncertainty. Is it going up or down? Up. When was it last this high? 2020. Why was it so high in 2020? Because COVID had happened. No one knew what to do. Is it a similar scenario? Of course, people know what to do. But then, why is market so in panic mode that they don't know what to do? Because you never know what will happen. Tariffs on, tariffs off, 125%, 145%, 85%, so many numbers all the time. So that's an economic insight. So any one of you were a businessman, would you be able to open a big business? Would you be able to hire people? You will say, let me wait. Let me just wait for a while. Let me see how the uncertainty is. Does it matter for these guys? To some extent, because growth may get impacted, so it matters to some extent for these guys. OECD leading economic index goes up and down. Specific number, look for US. Slightly down for the world, it's still okay. Okay, these are the numbers they're looking at. I'm not going to go into too much details, but just as a generic one. Average tariff on all imports, a very important number. Before the entire tariffs was announced, it was in the range of 2.5% to 5%. All of a sudden, a very high tariff, and we will cover the slide also, a very important slide according to me. But right now, no one knows what is the effective tariff rate. No one knows. You cannot calculate. because there are so many calculations going around. Some equipments are there, tomorrow they are not there. So that's a confusion scenario. But if all the tariffs are announced and kept, what will happen to the effective tariff rate? It will go higher. That's a certainty. If tariff rates go higher, then that means all the things as a US consumer I'm trying to buy, the prices go up, which effectively means inflation goes up. Now, as a Fed, can these guys cut rates? They can't. So what if President Trump comes and tells them, please cut the rate, otherwise I'll fire one of your guys? They still can't, because they have to live by their mandate, right? All of a sudden, they can't disown whatever they have been doing forever, right? Maybe one or two can, but not everyone can't. So it's a difficult job for them. Like MPC, yes, to some extent, absolutely. Most important, University of Michigan publishes inflation expectations, by the way. This is not actual inflation number. This is people feeling what will be the inflation expectation. What's the number over there, if anyone can read it? 6.7, very high number. What's their target, by the way? 2%. So 2% is their target. People are feeling inflation will go higher. Does people feeling matter? To some extent, yes. But past analysis, to which I have also been party to, people may feel, okay. Trump's orders have come for me in that sense. Okay, I'll not get into pressure, by the way. Like Trump, I'll not get into, like Powell, I'll not get under pressure. But I'm going to try and wrap it up in the next few minutes, because I want to get to an important slide. So these are all numbers which they see. Okay, important slide. Let's for a moment assume and keep the emotions out of it. All of you become US president for a moment. For a moment. People who have voted for you have voted you for a reason. You need to be true to those people. Keep the emotions out of it. Huh? Don't be emotional on it. Just be logical on it. You be logical on it. When you were there in 2016, what was the US government debt? 103%. When you came back, it was 120%, which means you have a higher debt on you right now. Okay? Public debt outstanding used to be 20 trillion, now it's 36 trillion. That's just a number, huh? It's effectively the US GDP was low, now it's higher. Simple as that. Fed policy rate was 0.5%, now it's 4.5%, 4.75%, and then effectively then reduced 25 basis point by Powell. So these are high numbers for you. You have to do some things to change it. What are the things you're going to do? What did you try to do it in 2017 is the orange bar. That's the trade gap between you and your trade partners. In 2024, do you see the gap going higher or lower? For most countries, it's higher. Only for China, it's lower. So he's not acting alone. There's a policy behind it. There are people behind it. We heard a lot of people from government today who were part of the government and who were running the government. There's not one person doing it. There are a lot of people doing it. Okay? I'm not going to talk about this in detail, but he promised 60% tariffs on China. How many percent? 60%. When he came, he said, I'm going to do it 10%, then 20%, then he did few more things, then China reciprocated. What is the number right now only for China? 145%. It's not 245%, which some of the media outlet reports, because this is incremental tariff. The earlier 100% was already there, so let's not talk about it. Markets have not moved because of that. It's 145%. What has China put on US? 125%. So 145, 125. What is the tariff for the world right now? 10%. India, it might be 26% if JD Vance is not able to get a deal and Narendra Modi is not able to get a deal in the coming few months. Yeah. So announced signature stamp has to happen. I'm not going to trust till I don't see a signature. Even with US, Canada and Mexico, the USMTC was signed in 2018, agreed in 2018, but signed in 2020. So till it's not signed, nothing is done. So that's my point. Mood of the people. Yes, absolutely. So on the mood of the people, this is the volatility index. Extremely high in 2020, 2008, 2020. See this small drop over here? This was what my life was from 7th of April. Sleepless hours. Markets in total uncorrelation. Treasury going down, treasury prices going down, I mean to say. US stock market going down, which means Dollar also going down. What's happening in the world? Everything which I had read or whichever I have taught in the last 15 years, not taking a toss. Only one thing working, gold, which is good. At least for Indians, it's good. Another thing which is not good, which is good for India, but not necessarily for Middle East economy, oil prices. Going down because growth has an overall one going down. So India can now, at this point of time, 4 major oil companies of India are in a happy mode. They're in a jubilant mode. They're buying a lot of oil. They may buy oil from US as well, which is what US always wanted. So these deals, which I have not read because I've just come over here, so I didn't get a chance, may also be part of it. We have touched this. I'm not going to, not allowed to actually would be the right term. No, but last slide for me. This is not my first rodeo. Effectively, it means that I've been to weddings a lot many times. It's an US terminology versus English terminology. In USA, say, this is not my first rodeo. In India, say, this is not my first wedding, which means I've been to many weddings. So stock markets, this is not my first experience with stock markets. Markets have gone down many, many times. A lot of reactionary and proactive support has happened. This is not one of those instances, only 18% down. So that is why you don't see a policy response from Fed right now. So these tariffs which we are talking about, till they're not finalized, there is going to be volatility in the coming few months. Definitely. That's one thing which is certain. Volatility will be there for the next 2 or 3 months. These are some few more examples. Last point, on short term, what will be the impact? Trade spikes, which has already happened. What will be the medium term impact? Production changes. People may decide to build in US, people may decide to build in India, people may decide to build in UAE also. Long-term impacts, shift in trade alliances. That is also going to happen. Inflation, definitely. Right now, inflation expectations are higher, but long-term, to be fair, the numbers have to tell. Otherwise, it's very difficult to predict. Medium term, yes, inflation numbers should go higher, versus what will happen is a separate story in these days. What can Europe do? Look out for what Europe will do on tariff. China, they're trying to boost their local economy. Rest of the world, keep calm and carry on, which is what we are talking about. Japan, South Korea, India, they're talking about deals. India has just been talking about it. What else may bring volatility? Watch out for geopolitics. Watch out for Ukraine, Russia. Also watch out for what's happening in Yemen. Earnings, company earnings, these are some things which is going to be volatile in the coming few months because Q1 was good for all companies, Q2 may not be. So they're going to talk about future earnings potentials. Reversal, hold reciprocity. Last but not the least, I said I'm going to start here. I'm going to end over here as well. Apologies, I didn't have much time to talk to you. Whatever time I had, I still tried to cut it, at least in the summary slide. But if I get a chance to talk to you again, we can go into details. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Sir, you said apologies, but please accept our apologies because we are running short of time and considering tomorrow is a weekday, so we have to end the session over here only. And trust me, your session was a masterclass in clarity and global perspective. You helped us navigating the complex trade in economic themes with the ease. Now I request our chairman, CA Jaiprakash Agarwal, vice chairman, CA Rishi Chawla, along with our executive committee member, CA Janjay Gagrani. And I also would like to call our senior member, CA Venkat Vedula sir, on the stage to do the honor, to present a token of appreciation of memento on behalf of the members and ICI Dubai chapter.
We can talk about the bond markets right now. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thanks a lot. No, apologies. I should have been. I don't know how to make
Thank you so much. And before we move to the concluding segment, it's time to express our heartfelt gratitude to all our members for being here on this weekday. So ladies and gentlemen, this round of applause is for you only. Thank you so much for being here. Till we see you next time on 27th of April. See you and take care. Good night.